What's up, y'all? Hope y'all doing good. Living how you want to live, enjoying life, all that good stuff. But before y'all stake Ethereum on Robinhood, I think y'all should listen to this. So, earlier on April 1st, I staked 3.2 Ethereum. And it said it'll take a while. But first, let me go back. Cause the 3.2 Ethereum I staked on Robinhood on April 1st ended up taking 60 plus days. But the only reason I became I became concerned was because before that I've staked, let's say like at most I've staked 1.2 Ethereum on Robinhood, and it took about 4 hours. So I'm like, oh, okay, I think that's the normal. It's like, that's the most I stake. Before that, I would stake like point 0.1, point something, and it didn't take that long. So then, once the 3.2 was taken more than a few days, like even it took up to a week, where like, I'm like, okay, let me look this up, because a day after I staked the 3.2, I'm like, let me see if I unstake the 1.2 if it'll take as long. And I unstaked the 1.2 Ethereum, and that was quick too. So I began to wonder, is it the quantity or what? And then I would look it up, like I would search on Google, like staking on Robinhood and all that. And then a Reddit thread came up, and I can see, so I would just listen to a voiceover would read it. And one person was talking about they were staking, and at first, no. Well, I thought they were staking, but come to find out they were unstaking. Once I listened to it, like more comments and what they reacted to what they commented under the people that commented on their post. But the person said originally it said 12 days, and then they said it's been far longer than that, and it still hasn't gone through. And then another person said, yeah, they staked on Robinhood too, and it's been like months, and it still hasn't gone through, and they were talking about getting a lawyer. So then I got worried, and I even hit up Robinhood about that. I'm not trying to be like that person waiting 6 months. And like, bro, cause it was not a whole lot of money, but a good amount of money for me. So then I would look up all that, and then I started to learn more about the validated queues, the intertime, and all that. So then I'm like, oh, and like, since I was staking on Robinhood, I didn't know the validator queue. Dang, I forgot the word for it. My bad, y'all. But is it the address or like the key? Forgot if it's address or key. But what you need to be able to look up your position in the validator queue, like the line. So then I asked Robinhood about that, and they said they couldn't provide the information for me to keep up with where my ethereum was in the validator queue timeline, basically, for lack of better words. Like the line for validator queue entries. Since, so they couldn't tell me the partner, who they partner with for the Robinhood pool, staking, and yada yada. So then I became even more worried. But as time went on, I was just thinking, okay, so Robinhood said you'll take, at that time it said it would take 1 to 72 days. So I'm like, okay, I'll wait then, and if it's still not staked completely by then maybe we'll have to go from there. So then, I would look up stuff, and then I would even ask Claude about it. And they told me the number one source to find out the validator queue entry time and wait time and all that is Beacon. And that's where I've been going lately. And the website for that is BIACONCHA.in/validators/queues. I'll repeat that again. It's Beacon.in validators queues. So it's BIACONVALIDATORS/VALIDATORS/QUEUES. And that's a great place to find out real-time data, like for how long it's gonna take for your Ethereum to be staked, and like how many people are validated your Ethereum are in line, and yada yada. So what I did was, alright, I went to Robinhood, found out when I submitted my validation request and when it started to go in the process. Yeah, I know it's a processing process, or for lack of better words, processing process. But it was April 1st, so I'm like, at that time, I looked at, I even went deeper to look up. Once I found out about, it's mainly about validator queue, timeline, and ETA. Like, I learned about the epoch and all that. So, like, I'm like, okay, I found out how they would determine the ETA by taking the epoch, make sure how many people are Ethereum are in there and how many get done a day. And that's how we came up with the ETA. So when I looked up what's the validator queue ETA for April 1st, 2026. It said around that time it was 60 days because of all the institutional investing with the ETFs, creating staking ETFs. So that raised it to 60 days. So then I'm like, okay, so 60 days from April 1st, that's May 31st. So then I went on the becontra.in/validators/queues, and I looked up the time, and that's how I kept track of what it would be like. So I've seen it go anywhere from 60 days, 50 something days. I don't think it ever got down to like 45. And might have got to 47. I think it got around there. But it never went below 45 or close to 40, 42. So I would always calculate. If it said, let's say 64, I would say, okay, I did it on April 1st. And 60 days is May 31st. So add the 4, that would be June 4th. And that's how I would keep track of when it will actually be available for me to either unstake it or just keep it staked in Robinhood and accumulate the earnings. So today's May 26th. It's May 27th now. By the time I end this recording and upload it, because I think it's around midnight right now, so May 27th. But May 26th is when my Ethereum finally staked on Robinhood. So yeah, if you're like me and you've ever been concerned, like maybe you also staked a little here and there and it went through quick, but then you stake a larger amount, because I don't think the most I did before the 3.2 was 1.2, and that went through within 4 hours. So I don't know if it's 1.5 and above, or 2 and above, or maybe 3 and above, or 3.2 and above, because it takes 32 Ethereum to become a validator. And with Robinhood, they do the pool staking, so that means they gather multiple people's Ethereum that you request to be staked. They gather in a group, and then that's one validator. So yeah, but then I also looked up like what happened before I staked to make it go up to 60 days, and that was the institutional investors ETFs like BlackRock, and who else? There was one on March 12th, and I think one on March 4th. I forgot what the March 4th was. I know March 4th was BlackRock. But yeah, if you ever been worried and been read the Reddit threads where they'll tell you about the problem and keep you updated when the problem's still occurring, but they won't tell you about any resolution or solution or how everything got settled. So that's why I'm making the video for y'all to listen, so someone knows. Yeah, it can take a while, but I know from experience that it eventually gets settled. It just takes time, and you gotta look up the validator queue's current data. For me, I can literally look it up. I searched it up, and it was Biconcha.in. So BIACONCHA.in/. validators slash queues. But if it doesn't work on web search, like just entering the URL, you can just Google it and it should come up. But yeah, I hope that helps y'all out, cause I'm not gonna lie, I was stressing a little bit. I was getting worried. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm losing this money forever. You know what I could have done with that money? I could have done this, that, yada yada. And these people telling me they can't do nothing and yada yada, but yeah, just check the validator queues, the ETA, and then remember or search whenever you submitted for your Ethereum to be staked and when it began processing. And then when you find out the validator queue ETA, just add that to your time and just keep track of it every now and then, because it'll go up, it'll go down, just depending on the inflows. But yeah, I'm happy it went through, because I was gonna be, oh my gosh, I was gonna be sick. I can't believe this is happening. I made all this money in the market, put in Ethereum, staked it on Robinhood, and yada yada, but that didn't happen, so I'm glad. And plus, from another angle, like the people posting about the problem, and they'll like give you more information about the problem, but they never give you the resolution, or end result. I think that creates a bad name and puts a stain on Robinhood. And I don't know, it's almost like it makes me also question the person. Like, if you're gonna put the problem out there, but don't put out the solution, the resolution, or end result, it makes me question if you really wanted a resolution for the problem, or if it's a hit piece, or are you just a bot out here spreading hit pieces and what's that word? Fear mongering? That's not the term. I'll just use that for lack of a better term. But yeah, if anyone from Robinhood listened to this, they talked to me when I was asking all the questions and information. I would like to thank y'all for being patient when I was impatient and frantic. Cause I was like so frantic and kind of, did I say frantic? Frantic and kind of stressed that I was over here trying to make deals. I'm like, alright. Y'all can take my 3.2 stake Ethereum I'm trying to stake. And in return, just give me 3.2 unstaked Ethereum. Like, y'all can even have the earnings. What's it called? It's penny. I can even have the pending earnings. Just give me the 3.2 unstaked Ethereum. That's all I'm asking for. They're like, no, we can't do that. We can't do that. I'm like, alright. I gotta be patient. If it, now it's like, but if it's not settled by the 72nd day, what are we gonna do? Cause I heard about the 6-month person. Now it's frantic. I'm like, no, I can't let this happen. But yeah, everything got settled. But I say all that to say, just before you get worried, and if you read that post on Reddit and they're talking about they were doing staking on Robinhood and it took longer than it said it would, just check, validate the bcontra.in validators queues. Sorry. The bcontra.in /validators/queues as the validator queues entry ETA. Then it also has the exit ETA as well. So whether you're staking or unstaking, it'll tell you both of those. And the consolidation one, I'm not really sure what that means, but it tells you that ETA as well. So, yeah, I hope this helps at least one person that was out here stressing and becoming frantic like I was. And I hope you don't let the Reddit post worry you even more, stress you out even more. So, with that being said, I hope y'all enjoy life, enjoy doing what you're doing, live how you want to live, all that good stuff. I'm out.